Hey YouTube land, it's Cindy. How are you doing? This is an update. You know, I have not done a video since 2012, I believe. I think the last video I did was right at the end of December 2012. In January, you know, it was like a field of flowers. It was like, yes, 2013, we're rolling, we're going into something new. We've passed through that 2012 and really excited about what was coming up, whether we knew what it was or not. I actually challenged myself to a 40-day Bikram yoga challenge starting in the beginning of January, which I was successful in doing, and that was crazy. And I love Bikram yoga now, so my strategy was to do 40 days and make myself do it, so in hopes that I would really end up getting addicted to it and keep doing it, and my strategy worked. In the meantime, my body's feeling better, I'm a lot stronger, I'm getting toner, so it's all good. Not only that, I've been going through some really heavy duty transformation, and that's why you haven't seen any videos. Talk about emotional release. Bikram yoga for 40 days in a row will do it to you. There was so much stuff inside of me that I didn't even realize was there, and some of it was some burning anger. Man, I'd be in the middle of class and I'd be laying there, and all of a sudden, it would feel like my third chakra in my stomach area was just on fire, and I was just heated up with anger, and I was like, whoa, where does this stuff come from? And it comes from all over the place, okay? Stuff I thought I worked through, stuff I knew I had, stuff I didn't realize was still there. So I've been through a lot. Now, I have talked a lot in my webinars, and you know, I think a lot of you do not attend my webinars. I don't know why. I just want to tell you that I have monthly webinars. We meet twice a month, and they're really cool. You can watch from the comfort of your home, see me on your screen, and I give you updates on what's going on energetically, and I help you stay aligned with feeling really good and how to really manifest things. And people that are in those webinars are seeing magic happen right before their eyes all the time. So if you want to join us, go to my website, go to my website, cindyeiler.com, and go to the services link and scroll down to webinar and join us. You can join anytime. Just contact us. In those webinars, I've been talking about the transformation that's been really happening on this planet. And, you know, I've gotten some incredible channelings that came through, like Jesus came in and Mary, and every webinar we have some sort of visitor that is giving us some real-time information about the evolution of this planet and what's going on. But anyway, I'll get back to that. So in January, we were off to the races. And in February, I had 4 people I know, 3 very close people, pass away. And as you know, that death is not the ending. We are eternal beings. So you don't really die, you just give up your physical presence. You're still in the spirit world, and everybody can communicate with you still if they would just open to that. But it's hard when you have a close person physically pass on. But the thing was, the first one was my father, so that was really hard. That was really, really hard. And so as I was, you know, really just trying to crawl out of that one, I was feeling really raw, but I was starting to, you know, come back and be okay. And then I found out a really dear friend of mine passed away, and she was really young. She's like 42. And I was like, I just happened to see a post on Facebook. That's how I found out. And I was like, what? No, no, no. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I was beside myself. I was so sad. So anyway, I was really sad about her passing on because it was a shock. I didn't even know she was sick. She never even mentioned it, and that was just mind-blowing. So anyway, that was a whole other thing. So that was another week of, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. I got 2 hits of 2 dear people in my life that passed away. And then I start to crawl out of that hole about a week later, and bam, I find out my brother-in-law passed away. And that was another one, like, you know, and now he was ill, but it's still like really hard. And especially since I just had 2, the 2 weeks prior, so now we're on 3. And I'm just like, okay, how much can a heart break? That's like crazy, okay? Even me, a person who talks to dead people, that really understands life after death, it's really hard when you're just getting hit left and right like that. So a week goes by, and one other person passes on, and she was an acquaintance, and you know, so, but it didn't hurt as bad, but still, not just to say, like, that theme, it was crazy, like 4 people in 1 month, and you know, February's a short month. I wrote in my newsletter, and if you don't subscribe to my newsletter, I wish you would. Go to my website, cindyeiler.com, and it's on every page. Just subscribe to my updates. I had written in my newsletter that I could have changed the name of the month of February to Deathuary because it was just all about death. Meanwhile, I was doing that 40-day Bikram challenge and going through all kinds of my own emotional release. So it was just like crazy. Can you see why I didn't do a video? If you saw me during those months, you would have probably wanted to commit me or something because, oh my gosh, it's a miracle that I could keep working. Anyway, then March rolled around and it was my birthday. So March 12th was my birthday. What did I do? I worked actually. I barely slept the night before and I got up early because I couldn't sleep, and I worked from really early till nighttime when I finally went out to dinner just to get away from my computer. And basically that was my birthday. So now we're on to, today is March 25th, 2013, and I am doing this video for you. Now, I want to go back to what I have been really channeling in these webinars, and I got some incredible information actually when I was talking to one of my dear friends on Facebook, I don't know, a few weeks ago. And, you know, I was talking about, you know, all of this death and why did all these people die around the same time? And I was looking at each one of them and seeing each one of their individual things that was going on for them personally. But why did they choose to leave at this time? Why did they choose that time? And I was like questioning, asking, you know, God, the angels, and them, why? And you know, the message I got that is that no matter who you are and where you are spiritually or unspiritually, consciously or unconsciously, everybody is ascending, evolving, moving their vibration up, so what changing. I got with these people that passed away was that people are because I'm sure that you're hearing a lot about people passing on. And one message that the angels gave me when I was going through all that was, you know, get used to it. Not that I know that anybody could ever get used to it, but basically they said, get used to it because you're going to see a lot more people die in the next couple years. And I was like, why? And they said, because everybody is ascending, everybody is shifting and raising their vibration, becoming lighter. Okay, when we say raise your vibration or ascending, that means that we are getting more positive with our thought forms. We are seeing things from higher perspectives. We are healing, letting go of burdens and things that hold us down, so our vibration starts to lift. What is vibration? So the lighter you vibrate, the less dense you are. So obviously we are in physical body, so we have a density already. Angels, God, ascended masters, anything in the dead people in the spirit world, they obviously vibrate higher than us because they have one advantage: they don't have a physical body. So that's why a lot of times when people want to hear angels or want to hear God or talk to dead people, they ask, how can you do that? One way of doing that is to lighten your vibration so you can match their vibration and communicate more easily. So a lot of people, but not everybody, who talk to angels and stuff are, mindful about eating more of a plant-based diet instead of a meat diet, because meat is more density, right? So, but they're not all people that do this work do that. But I will tell you, as somebody who used to eat meat, to somebody who is mostly, I am completely vegetarian, but I eat a lot of raw foods too. So I can see the difference between how I feel in lightness when I do that compared to when I'm eating meat, for sure. You're a lot clearer. You're a lot more able to tap in when you don't have the vibration of animals who have been killed and slaughtered and tortured and that are really in a traumatic state when they are being put to death. That vibration that they carry in their body, you bring that onto you when you eat it. So, you just get used to it, so you probably don't notice it that much. But I'll tell you one thing: if you eat meat, then you probably have a lot more fear or trauma energy running in your vibration because you are getting that from those animals. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about that. Anyway, so lightening your vibration. So these people that are passing on, they want to continue this process of lightening their vibration and ascension. But for whatever reason, being in this physical life, whether it's a health issue, whether it's a conscious issue, whatever the emotional issue, whatever it is, they can no longer keep going with ease being here in their physical body. So they choose to pass on, so it's easier for them to transform and evolve and continue their process, as well as many of them have chosen to do that to help us here. So, they're not just doing it for themselves, but they're doing it so they can get to the other side and help bring us up more. So that's one thing. But the incredible information that came through that I keep going to and then diverting from telling you is I heard this amazing thing. I heard that Mother Earth is actually going through a reincarnation right now, real time. And I was like, what? That's like incredible. I never heard of that. I never heard of Mother Earth going through reincarnation. That really does make sense. Because if we're all evolving, obviously it affects everything in the universe. And I'm not saying that our humanness and our evolution is what turns the universe, but what came first, the chicken or the egg, that kind of theory. The point is that if a mass of people are evolving and ascending, obviously so is the universe, so is Mother Earth. So this is really incredible. In case you haven't noticed, you're changing. And I hope that you're conscious enough to know that you're changing. You're wanting some different things. A lot more of you are focused. A lot more of you are focused on change and wanting better things in your life and your environment and the world in general. A lot of things in the world are crumbling, like anything that's not in integrity. There's so many veils being lifted off people and corporations and politicians and governments that it's just not going to hang anymore. And that's just going to continue to go on. On the webinar, I get really specific about different things. I just don't want to make a 15-hour video. Join us on those webinars to get all these updates. But there's a lot of systems crashing, and you may or may not be aware of it. And it's important for you to be really aware of it because it's your world and it's changing. But as Mother Earth is deciding that she's changing too, perhaps she's tired of getting drilled on. Maybe she's tired of the pollution. Maybe she's tired of seeing animals traumatized or humans suffering without food to eat. You know, whatever, you know, just like we make decisions. I'm tired of working at this place. I want to have fun in my work. I'm sick of this relationship. I want a relationship where I'm nurtured and cared for and loved. And so with Mother Earth, maybe she's saying, I'm sick of this relationship with these people on my planet, with these people on my surface. I want to be loved and respected and nurtured. So she's making all of her decisions too. So as she's doing that, she's also raising her perception. She's also raising her vibration. She's also getting lighter. So that can affect some of these people that are deciding to pass on. They can't handle that raise in vibration or whatever. I mean, could be so many reasons. So that being said, as we are part of Mother Earth, no wonder we're going through so much change, because not only are we dealing with our own stuff, you know, our own decisions and wantings and choices for ourselves, but because we are sitting on a planet that is also re-choosing and changing, that's affecting us even more hugely. So you know what? We are getting slammed left and right with these shifts and vibrations. And you know what? The shifts are happening like daily. And one thing I have been saying in my webinars is, you know what? Before we used to wait for shifts to happen. Oh, we're in a shift, or, you know, the next shift is coming and then we'll do this. And, oh, with the next shift that's coming, focus on that. But now it's like every day is a shift. So being conscious of that and really staying aligned with what you want and aligning with the universe and keeping it together with you know, keeping it positive and surrounding yourself with positive people and really doing what you're, you know, coming from your heart instead of your head. All that stuff is really going to help. I also have been saying, create your own shifts. Don't wait for the shifts. Create your own shifts. So that was another reason why I decided to do that Bikram yoga challenge, is because I knew that doing something so intense like that was going to help me shift. And it did. I mean, if I hadn't done that Bikram yoga, who knows how long that anger and all that emotional stuff that just purged on such a huge level, it could have probably taken 5, 10, maybe 20 years for that to get out, or maybe I wouldn't have reached it. So that's why I always encourage people to get my light activation healings, or do my epic VIP mentoring, or even way better is go on my transformational journeys around the world, because you can create shift hugely in your life by doing that. You know what? Going on a 3-day journey to Shasta, or a 17-day journey through Egypt or Peru, you can shift and release stuff and bring in stuff that could take a whole lifetime for you to do that. So that is why I always tell people those transformational journeys is where it is at. Because if you can go for a few weeks or even 3 days, I mean, obviously 3 days, yes, a lot can happen. A lot, believe it, 3 days, amazing that things can happen in a big way. Yes, they can. But imagine a trip for 17 to 90 days in Egypt or Peru, the transformation that you are going to go through that would take a lifetime probably to even get you to where you're going to be in less than 3 weeks. It's priceless. Oh my gosh, it is priceless. And how many have I been on? Imagine how many lifetimes I've already healed. And you know what? One thing I have to say that I'm really proud of myself is I really walk my talk. Anything that I'm telling any of you, anything that I tell people in a healing or a reading or an epic VIP mentoring session, I do myself. I walk my talk. And so I'm really proud of myself, because one thing I can say is there's not any fear that can ever hold me back from following my heart. I will never let my head win over my heart, ever, ever. And I know that's because I've always, been brave enough to just go for it, take those leaps of faith, and know, because anytime you take a leap of faith, you always, always, always land in a better place. And so doing those transformational journeys and taking my leaps of faith has really taught me I can't live any other way but from my heart. And I always have to do what's in my heart. And sometimes that means I've got to change things that people around me don't like. But you know what? I just got to be me. I didn't come here to please the piper. So, go play your pipe somewhere else if it ain't going to sing in my ear. Anyway, so here we are in March. More transformation. Be conscious about what you're thinking about. Get clear about where you want to be. Take some journeys with me. I'm telling you, find a way. And you know what? Where there's a will, there's a way. If you decide you're going to go and you put a deposit down, it will happen. That's how it works. You've got to just decide. You put down a deposit, you start looking around for flights, and you just go for it. When you do that, you just start taking a step like that, then the universe kicks in and says, oh, they're going. Look, they decided. They put the deposit down, they're going. And the universe will show you the way to do it. So that's part of taking your leap. That's part of you listening to your heart and not your head. Your head will tell you, you can't do that. You can't afford that. How are you going to do that? Oh, I wish I can go. I wish I can go. Come on, get out of your head and get in your heart and do what you came here to do. Your head will always convince you why you can't do things that will make your life transform in amazing ways. Because you know what? Someone like me who lives from my heart, my ego, I'm sure, is stomping around pissed off half the time because it cannot convince me any other way. And that, my friends, is where you want to be. That's where you want to get to be, because when you get there, then your life just becomes synchronistic and magical, and blessings and miracles happen all the time. You know what? So I'm telling you how to do it. Get in your heart and just go for you. Decide you are going to live your life for you and stick to that and go for it. Anyway, that's my update, and I hope that I can get to some more videos again soon. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. Friend me on Facebook, and thanks for listening. Talk to you all soon. Sending you lots of love.